So welcome, yogis. And just starting on your mat wherever you want to, just thinking about how your body feels. And also noticing how your mind is, whether you're busy with thoughts, busy with to-do lists and all sorts of other things we need to remember and not forget. However, for this hour, I would really like you to try and put all that aside. We still have enough time to do the things we need to do. Somehow time seems to bend and we fit it all in. So for this time, this me time for you, let all that sit outside the room. Come into your own space, your body, your breath. So grounding down, always lovely to keep us grounded, connecting with our root chakra, feeling solid and deserving of this place we take up on the earth. And just follow your breath. Take an inhale with me and a nice slow exhale. And again, just a lovely deep inhale. And as we exhale, everything relaxes. Being aware of where you might be tight, tender, starting to relax. So if you're lying down, just gently hug your knees in. Have a little rock. If you're seated, you might like to just shift the body gently, head or shoulders. This morning we're going to come into mindfulness of breath. And the reason I've chosen this one is because it is a lovely practice that does help to stop our mind wandering, because we are counting, and then by the time we stop the counting, we're really kind of in tune with the practice of inhale, exhale and following. I find it's a lovely one for stopping the mind wandering, drifting to other parts of life. So it usually takes us 5 minutes. Let's rest our hands. Just let the eyelids close. Make sure you're comfortable how you're seated. And the first part where we count the out breath, 1 to 10. And really enjoy following the whole process of the breath. There's no need to rush. You can take some really lovely long breaths here. Relaxing your face. And then after 10 counts of the exhale, just change to counting your inhale, 1 to 10. Really aware of the full breath. Stay with the practice. Stay with your breath. And after 10 inhales, we can stop counting. Just follow the breath. And for this last minute, we can become very aware and mindful of the whole breathing process. The flare of the nostrils, the temperature around the nose, the gentle movement of the ribs and the arms and chest. Just totally being completely at one with your breath. Gently, let's just take one more breath together. Blinking your eyes open and coming back. Literally just 5 minutes. But how calm perhaps do you feel now? A little bit more rooted, centered and sort of connected to yourself within. We're going to come into oyster as our first pose, two-sided pose. It feels quite similar both sides. It's where we come almost cross-legged, but we don't tuck the feet under. We have our shins almost sort of like in a little parallel line. You'll feel this a little bit more through the hips. It's not a deep stretch, but it is a nice sensation here. So I've started with my right leg in the front and left leg behind. And you can just gently lean into this, as much or as little as you want to. As we start to soften, you might find some movement. This is lovely for your gallbladder. So listening into how it feels in the body. Trying to relax the legs, the thighs, calves. And as you come into your poses, you can still practice mindfulness of breath if you wish. Just gently exploring whether you can lean into this a bit more, softening through the upper body, shoulders and neck. If at any time you need to come out a bit early, please do. If anything is starting to get painful, please adjust. Deep belly breaths, just follow your breath. And so we'll just take one more breath here. Let's gently lift up. Come into Shavasana, just so that we can kind of feel the feeling that we felt there. It fades away and then we can come into the other side with a fresh sort of open mind. So have a lie down, just give yourself a little wriggle if you need to. Just let the spine relax, muscles relax. Just start to sort of hone in on where you might feel chi moving. Perhaps through the legs, but you may also notice that you feel it sort of in the front of your body, chest or belly. Keep softening where you're still a bit tight. And maybe it takes a little while for the feeling of chi movement to develop. Can you feel it perhaps on the outsides of the thighs? Tops of the thighs a little bit? Okay, so let's draw our knees in for a little hug. Enjoy a rock. And we're going to come up into oyster with the left leg more at the front. Literally just shifting our legs from one position to the other, but just noticing if there is a real difference in the sensation that you feel here. So again, just enjoying the quietness of being with yourself, of exploring how long it takes the body to relax. What inner narrative is going through your mind as you sit in these poses? It's all about learning about ourselves. Even if we're frustrated with ourselves or we have a strange inner dialogue going on. And following your breath, being in the moment. Beyond the initial sensations that we feel in these poses that we come into, what else do you feel in your body? Do you notice something you've been ignoring? Does something feel better? Where else can you relax? How does this side feel? Is it easier to move further into the pose? Perhaps you start off not liking the pose, and then strangely, partway through, there's a strange acceptance, almost a curiosity as to what you're feeling more. So, a few more breaths. Just noticing how your body feels as we gently lift up, come out. It's lovely for the hips. You might find that although it feels strange when you first come into that pose, it feels quite refreshing afterwards. So let's lie down, let's be open to what we're going to feel. Nice deep inhale, perhaps a lovely long sigh. Relax your back. Relax the belly if that feels tight. And then just as chi, prana starts moving, just becoming aware of the very subtle differences in temperature change. Any poses that work with hips are lovely for your sacral energy. So lower digestive system, lower back, the energy that connects us to emotions and relationships and our creativity in life. So let's bring these in, one at a time, nice and gently. Just observe how the spine feels. And a nice little rock and a massage on your back. We're going to roll up and come into twisted deer. So if you have your bolsters, this is a really lovely soft twist for the body. So we start off in this half deer pose where as we almost had before, our right leg is bent, shin is in front of us, left leg is just swung to the side, bent round. Drawing your bolster in towards the right hip, and then in your own time, just turning the body to whatever degree you want to turn, bringing the belly and chest down. If you need something under your buttocks, hip area, like another blanket just to support, to be comfortable more, so you can add that. And then when you come onto your bolster, just trying to relax the head and neck. I find this is the area that really can hold tension. Relaxing your shoulders. And noticing if you're sort of clenching in the buttocks or tight round the waist. Closing the eyes if you haven't already. And just enjoying some lovely deep breaths here. A nice pose for solar plexus. Because we work on the floor with yin, all yin poses help to balance our root. Oyster was working with sacral. This one's solar plexus. Keep relaxing your face and any little bits of tension in your neck. Notice if your fingers, hands and wrists are relaxed. And if you can and you want to, you can explore now perhaps taking your left leg a little bit further behind you, encouraging a bit more of a deeper stretch around the hip and the quad muscle. Don't worry if you can't, you can stay where you are. Following your breath. Noticing if your body likes this position today. Whether it's a nice welcome stretch. So one more breath. Gently coming up. Keep your bolster close. We'll come into the other side shortly. So just lying down. And a nice relaxing sigh as you exhale. Let everything align. And then closing the eyes to tune in to what you feel and where you feel it. Drawing awareness to the inner thighs, around the sides of the waist, perhaps even a little bit of movement or subtle body change in the chest. Just noticing your thoughts, witnessing what's going through your mind right now. And are you present on the mat, or are the thoughts somewhere in the distance? Let's come up for the other side. So bringing these in. Lovely rock, little roll. I like to roll sometimes just to sort of feel the outer edges of the back. And then coming up. Left shin to the front. Right leg comes to your side. And bolster in towards the left hip now. And then in your own time, just twisting, coming down. And relaxing. I think this is one of my favourite relaxing poses. It feels very supportive. So whenever you're feeling unsupported in life, whether it's through people, situations, it's really lovely to know a pose that you can come into and just rest on a bolster and know that in this moment, your body feels supported. And the reactions we take to support the physical layer of our body permeate through into the emotional layer, the mental layer, spiritual layer. They're all linked, which is why yoga is so wonderful. What we do for the physical resonates, reverberates through all of our energies. Relaxing here. When we come into twists, there is a feeling of kind of wringing ourselves out. In a physical way, we can squeeze all the toxins out of the body. Great for lymphatic system. But we can also imagine these poses in a very mental and emotional way of releasing feelings that we don't want to hold anymore. Irritations, unpleasant thoughts. Perhaps you can enjoy this pose enough to let all those things go. Let them rinse through you. Enjoying the feelings of the breath down into the belly and how it moves all the way up into the chest. keep relaxing. There's probably still parts of your body that you might find tense. Just check in with your neck and your jaw. Can they relax a bit more? And then one more breath. Gently coming up. Noticing if you actually don't want to come out of this pose. There are some poses that we get into that feel so nice. There's a reluctance to move. So let's come down and just explore what we're going to feel, where we're going to feel it. How does your body feel? Where does it feel more open and spacious and tingly? Where do you feel more open in an emotional way? Does the heart feel more open? If it has doors, are they wide? Just a little open? I often like to come back to the heart being like a room. How inviting it is to come in, how wide the doors are open to others. And so with that, we're going to come into heart bench. Drawing knees in. Needing 2 blocks for this one. If you feel heart bench is just too much today, please always come into bench where you can put the cushion behind and leave enough space so that you can rest over and stretch into the thoracic spine. Otherwise, we're going to come into heart bench. A lot of people hold tension in the upper back. We stoop, we round our shoulders a lot. So this is a lovely one, just to open all this up. If we feel we can't breathe, with the stifling things and people around us and busyness in shops and places, then again, this encourages us to open. Be able to breathe more, be more open-hearted, generous, compassionate, kind to ourselves and others. So lowering down on that block that aligns your spine and just that top block for your head. And a lovely pose to really feel the breath. Deep belly breaths, lifting the belly. A nice flow, like a wave rolling up a beach. You can feel that breath move up into the chest, up towards the shoulders. And just enjoying this peaceful, calm place that you're in. Try and let your mind empty just for a few moments and follow your breath. Even if it is just the sensation around your nostrils. How long can you stay focused before the mind wants to drag you away somewhere else? It's the nature of the mind. And through breath, through meditation, we are training ourselves to be more still and present. Notice if you can relax a little bit more through the neck. Anywhere in the arms, hands, wrists. Every time you find your mind dragging you away onto another thought, just come back to the breath. So just take perhaps 3 more conscious breaths here. Just stay with the 3. And then gently in your own time, we're going to lift the head. Support your body as you lift up gently. And then we'll come down. And just enjoying the after effect sensations here. Again, just follow your thoughts. Where does your mind take you? It's interesting to notice whether the mind takes you back to the same thought you had earlier or whether it's completely different. So bringing these in. Enjoying the different feeling that you feel through your back. It might feel nice to sort of hug the knees in a little bit tighter and feel a bit more of a rock on that middle part of the back. So I'm going to offer you yogi's choice with this next one. Just tune into your body. How do you feel? If you can't think of anything, then I'm going to come into waterfall, which is a lovely inversion just to relax the legs upwards. if you feel that there's another pose that your body's drawn to, you just know you need to bend a certain way, please take that pose. Just allow your own intuition to come into play here. But otherwise, this is always a nice one towards the end of your practice. We're on our feet all the time, well, a lot of the time in the day, apart from perhaps when we're sitting, but we're still upright. So it's really nice to just sort of flip the body, reverse it round, take in a different view, give our little heart a rest. So perhaps close your eyes. Just gaze towards your third eye. Noticing any colours, shapes, images, memories. And still aware of your breath. As you take this moment of stillness, just notice which poses today have felt really good. Notice how they felt whilst you've been in the pose, and then the after effects. As we take our time in this waterfall posture, it's nice to draw your awareness to your heart, that little pump inside. Beats all different rates, depending on what's going on physically, emotionally, what we're thinking. And so in this moment where we can be very restful, and just allow the heart to come into a nice sort of coherence with the rest of the vibration of your body. Everything feels harmonious and balanced. So when you're ready, just bend the knees. If you're in waterfall, lower down. Coming into Shavasana. And I'd like us, just before we relax, to practice 3-part yogic breath. Either leaving your arms down by your side, or you can bring one hand to belly, one to chest, whatever you are comfortable with. And And let's just have a few moments to breathe consciously in this way. So breathing into belly, up into the chest, and up towards the head. Nice slow exhale. Make this really conscious, belly, chest, head. And exhale. Relaxing your buttocks, relaxing your back. Breathing in like you're inflating a balloon. And as we exhale, really noticing all the stagnant air leaving the body. Again, noticing the temperature around the nostrils as you inhale and exhale. You might find you move easily into ujjayi breath. And so just one more breath. Coming into relaxation now. So just allow yourself to get comfortable, pulling over blankets, popping on warm socks or clothes, and choosing either to come to seated or remain lying down. So relaxing. Soften your whole body from head to toe. And for this relaxation, I would like you to conjure up in your mind a lovely sort of Christmassy scene. Perhaps it is Christmas Day. Perhaps it is something that you can recall from the movies that's just stayed with you. Maybe you could begin with a wintry, snowy day. And you're wrapped up warm. Perhaps it's Christmas morning. Presents have been opened. And you take a little walk before Christmas dinner. This doesn't have to be your home. This can be an imaginary place. There's snow outside. You can be young, a child even. You have your warm boots on, your warm clothes and coat, hats, gloves, scarves. And you step outside, walking down your path, crunching underfoot into the lovely white snow. Looking out at trees, all covered in snow, perhaps they're pines. And there's a beautiful fresh smell in the air. Everything's been cleaned and looks beautiful and white. Perhaps walking down the street You gaze towards other people's houses and you see all the snow collected on their windowsills and window frames. You can't help but glance into their windows, seeing the warmth, the soft lights in their homes. There's a feeling of freedom in the stillness of this little walk. Perhaps you notice a few things that have dropped from the trees, any pine cones or areas where it's not covered in snow. And you keep walking. Perhaps there's a village church in the distance. You can hear the bells tolling. Other little homes across the fields where their windows are lit up with indoor fires or candles. Perhaps you're walking to somebody's house, or you may take a loop and head home for that lovely warm, hot Christmas dinner amongst family and friends. Taking yourself back now to a place where you're going to be invited in to a warm, cosy home. Perhaps there's a big fire alight. Beautiful holly and foliage decorating the house or little cottage. You've arrived just in time for all the food to be placed out beautifully on the table in front of you. And given a lovely warm drink or a drink of your choice to enjoy. You have a big smile on your face. And you have loved ones around you, whether they are here or far. You can imagine them there. Perhaps you can now imagine sitting around the table, all raising your drinks in celebration of the year, looking forward to the year ahead, and enjoying perhaps just the feeling that all this brings up for you, a nice, cosy, homely feeling. So sit with that. Enjoy this space. So just gently noticing where your thoughts are. Just have a few moments to just bring them back to following your breath. Come back to yourself. Taking in the feelings that you're having in this moment, whether it's calm, peaceful. Just a feeling of being connected. And then when you're ready, just starting to wiggle fingers and toes, perhaps rolling the head from side to side, rolling shoulders, gentle movement. And then if you're lying down, you can bring the knees into chest, have a gentle rock. If you're seated and you want to just stretch the arms up or move in any way that feels good, you can. Know that whenever life gets busy, even if you haven't got your yoga mat handy, you can go somewhere. Follow your breath 3 times and be back in an internal space for yourself, calm space. Thankfully, we yogis, we know how to calm quite quickly, so we are blessed with this practice. So joining me seated, have a little roll up, come into a nice rooted position. And then we can join our hands together at heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.